Hello, my name is Alexandra Lara, and today my presentation will be about the Me Too movement, sexual harassment. What is the Me Too movement and sexual harassment? The Me Too movement is a social movement against sexual abuse, sexual harassment, and rape culture in which people publicize their experiences of sexual abuse or sexual harassment. Sexual harassment is a type of harassment involving the use of explicit or implicit sexual overtones, including unwelcome and inappropriate promises of rewards in exchange for sexual favors. Background: when and where is this movement happening? The movement was given more awareness in 2017 when there were news reports of sexual abuse by the American film producer named Harvey Weinstein. The phrase Me Too was used by Tarana Burke primarily on social media, and the hashtag was brought attention in 2017 to show the intensity of the issue that is being addressed in this movement. Why is it important? The Me Too movement is an important movement because it allows survivors of sexual abuse to know that they are not alone, and it helps give awareness about sexual violence. What is the movement's purpose? Its purpose is to urge victims of sexual harassment and assault to share their stories on social media to get more traction and help their voices be heard by society. Who are contributors of the Me Too movement? It was founded by survivor and activist Tarana Burke, and she coined the term Me Too in 2016. But it got more attention in 2017 once actress Alyssa Milano, who starred in the show Charmed, pushed for victims of sexual harassment and assault to share their stories on social media. And here is Tarana Burke. Who has supported this movement? There have been quite a few individuals who have shown their full support for the movement, and this is important because it gives more insight for their supporters so they are also able to fully understand the movement and support it as well. Individuals who support this movement: Alyssa Milano, who starred in Charmed, Insatiable, Hall Pass, etc. Jennifer Lawrence, who starred in the Hunger Games series, Don't Look Up, Passengers, etc. This is her. Ashley Judd, who starred in Olympus Has Fallen, Dolphin Tale, and the Divergent series. Gwyneth Paltrow, who starred in Hook, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and Emma. Uma Thurman, who starred in Pulp Fiction, Batman and Robin, and the Percy Jackson and Olympians series. How does this movement impact gender? The Me Too movement impacts gender by allowing those who have dealt with sexual abuse to have their voices heard, whether they are men, women, or non-binary, or etc. This movement is an advocate for them, which I think is an amazing thing because it gives them a platform to speak up about what they have gone through. It has highlighted gender disparities in representation and power, as well as the gender stereotypes that take place in research about the main causes of sexual misconduct in the workplace. This movement has done more good for the feminist movement than harm, which brings awareness and empowers those who have survived sexual assault. Statistics and inequalities of the Me Too movement and sexual harassment. Statistics. The Me Too movement website shows several statistics that give you a good idea about where sexual abuse is commonly reported and or experienced. For instance, they have statistics about documentation status, occupation, race, college, reproductive, police and carceral, economic, health, age, disability, military incidents, Indigenous, and LGBTQIA+. And this is a continuing of the statistics. This is one example that is shown on the website, and this one is about the LGBTQIA+, which states here, here's one that says, 1 in every 5 survivors of confirmed sexual abuse in ICE detentions is transgender, even though trans people make up only 1 in 500 people detained by ICE. Here it says 80% of transgender students report feeling unsafe at their schools because of the gender their gender identity. And here it says 90% of youth who identify as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, or questioning LGBTQ reported being harassed or assaulted during the past year, compared to 62% of the students who identify as straight. Here it says those who self-identify as queer have a 266% greater chance of experiencing sexual assault while in custody compared to their heterosexual peers. Within the transgender and SOFA community, 74% experienced more than one incidence of sexual violence, according to a national survey on sexual violence. Abuse, assault occurred most when survivors between 0 and 12 years of age, and then again between 19 and 21 years old. 12% of transgender youth report being sexually assaulted in K through 12 settings by their peers or educational staff. 24 of American Indian transgender students, 18% of multiracial transgender students, 17% of Asian transgender students, and 15% of Black transgender students have experienced sexual assaults. And here it says an estimated 50% of transgender people experience sexual violence at some point in their lifetime. 61% of survivors did not tell anyone around the time of the abuse or assault, according to a national survey on sexual violence within the transgender or SOFA community, while 47% have long-term medical conditions or physical scarring from the abuse slash assaults. The first access of mental health services was most commonly 10 years post abuse or assaults. Bisexual women experience the highest rate of sexual assault than any other group, according to a 2019 study of the American Psychology Association on non-consensual pornography victimization. Current news on the Me Too movement. The most recent news I have found of relating stories to the Me Too movement is Brooke Shields' story, where she speaks about her life story in a Hulu documentary about her journey as an actress and how she is beginning to reclaim her voice and agency in the public eye, where they had previously taken her voice and agency away from her. I think it's important for us to learn more about the journey actresses have had to go through because of how horrible agencies treat them and make their voices go unheard. And this can also go towards their stories of sexual abuse or harassment going unheard or just not being paid too much attention about. Where you can find sources that discuss the movement and its goal. So this is the website. The Me Too movement's website gives you plenty of information regarding their goals towards the movement and what we as a society can do to help survivors of sexual abuse be heard, because to them it can seem like their voices are not heard well enough by the public. But this is how the website looks like if you would like to go to it. And here's a link if you would like to copy it down and go read about it, which I highly recommend because it's very informational. And here is my works cited and resources. And I hope you all liked my presentation. Thank you.